The Doves of Eros. In today's secular and superior world, the myths of the old gods are not taken so seriously and usually relegated to the realms of fantasy and fairy tales. Unfortunately for secular academics, the old gods were and are a lot more concrete and practical than they're given credit for being. I can say this from experience as I have made contact. From my own side, I am merely a vessel whose emptiness in the curiosity and enthusiasm of youth was filled by something otherworldly and mystic. In the act of containing these otherworldly forces, I was deeply and irrevocably changed, whether for better or worse is difficult to say. The old god that this tale revolves around is known by many names, most similar in sound, sifting back through sands of time till before the pyramids were built to reflect, refract, translate and illustrate the mysterious marvel of his eternal powers. In the secular dimension, the most commonly accepted name of this old god is synonymous with desire, connections and smut, but essentially Eros, that's right, is a practical and down-to-earth deity who knows pretty much everything about the greater reality and the faith it takes to navigate it. He has built upon his success over the aeons, sensibly prepared for the blandishments his titanic progenitors, Chaos and Kronos, the secular space-time, can and do regularly throw at Eros and the realms that he occupies. Eros is known as the firstborn of Chaos, and as such, even amongst the gods, the much contested head of the divine hierarchies is often attributed to him, even by mortals. Though of course every religion states explicitly that their object of worship is king of the gods, one learns through experience that this is a mind-controlling technique of the wisdom traditions to encourage faith and devotion amongst their respective flocks. It may well be that another deity rules in heaven, but Eros makes himself known, and that cannot be denied. In fact, the impetus behind this story is that he did just that in my own humble and vacillating life. It also may well be that Eros does rule in heaven, as I suspect, and, like all heavenly rulers, requires a hierarchy to facilitate their wishes. All hierarchy must begin somewhere and maintain ranks to succeed and prosper. Therefore, it appears safe to assume that Eros, in a practical manner, would, over the aeons, recruit messengers to swell the ranks of his heavenly host. Where the god of love acquires his messengers is a matter for conjecture, as he has been recorded in various mythologies, in various positions of power. Mortals are not, whilst in the mortal coil, generally privy to the goings-on of the gods, but some tales filter down to the mortal realm, and if, for whatever reason, these tales hold fast in the collective consciousness of the consensus reality, they may become myth and travel down the ages in the oral traditions of humanity, ensconced in the mysteries, with mysteries of their own. Therefore, if I were to declare that I myself had been approached by this god and inspired as his messenger, as there is no specific precedent in this regard, aside from some obscure texts and scripture such as the story of how Enoch became Metatron, Chances are at best I would be mocked, at worst relegated to the ranks of the insane, never to escape. Yet, as I have stated, Eros is a practical and grounded God, and this is why he has been a constant God in the great mysteries of life on earth. And to this end, when he desires to make himself known, he can be very effective in doing so. Eros expects us to fight for his love, and the love that is found here on earth. This is the unassailable condition of the mystery of love. If and when we do so, if we have the victory, we are rewarded with the boons that accompany the vaunted state. If we can overcome, exceeding our limits until the veils draw back and the greater reality is revealed, perhaps this is how one can become a messenger of God. Once the heart is unleashed, as a white dove fluttering into the sky from out of a gilded cage, once love is understood and respected with its proper place, prayers and propitiation, this is the birth and beginnings of a dove of Eros. A pyramid of power is the archetypal principle hierarchy relies upon, divine hierarchy having the principal divinity at the pyramid's peak, and so on until the wide and stable base that bears the load of the pillar. Balance of forces is maintained in the duality of energy, as while the pyramid is grounded and of earth, the hierarchy must also have an active principle to move over the earth and affect the will of God. There is positive and negative poles, good and evil, heavenly and also earthly. This is the way of things and has been since records began, since life began, since the cosmos began and space-time came from nothing. Chaos Chronos is the titanic ultimate reality, yet through the cycles of change, the little one, the cherub, has evolved to remain a guiding fixture of creation. Firstborn, friend to man, smiter with the dart of romance, start of things that are remembered always in the personal and the pan-dimensional. These whispers are the winds of divinity that travel between worlds. Slander becomes gossip, becomes story, to become mythology. Once all the elements are in place, the myths stabilize and are written into the book of life, repeated by the fractal tapestry of destiny in multidimensional instances that empower beings to continue on. The Doves of Eros continue on, shards of the source, children of chaos, fractal foam of the forefather, the first fire. This is the message.